All right, we've got a special treat. Jillian Michaels, host of the Keeping It Real podcast, is here in New York and decided to stop by the studio and talk to us. Good to have you on. Good to meet you in person.
Likewise. Thank you for having me.
Let's start with what you're sending. I mean, you were a California resident. I think you got out, right?
I got out for this exact reason.
Yeah.
In fact, I was just telling one of your producers, I was like, you know what's crazy is my entire life I spent as a Democrat up until the last several years. But never at any point would I have agreed with what has gone on the last week. And neither would the party have agreed to that. Somehow everybody has forgotten that they called Obama the deporter-in-chief. Like, how did we forget? Those are his cages at the border. It's not that I don't think that legal immigration has benefits, but this is absolute lawlessness. I can't wrap my head around it.
And what percentage of people are watching this stunt? I mean, even people that like Padilla, is anybody watching this and saying, wow, this is a real thing? Like, I mean, this is the fakest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, without
it's so
question,
fake.
people are seeing this and thinking it's a real thing because anybody on the left wants that moment. They want to feel validated. They want to call you and go, I told you. Look what they're doing. They're arresting senators. None of this is about reason or rationality. None of it whatsoever. And the minute I saw that picture of him in handcuffs, I was like, oh, hold on. He's going up on the cross. Wait, there it is.
Yeah.
And it's the moment that Newsom's been begging for.
Yeah.
Go and get me. I'm such a martyr.
Usually, if you really want to get your questions answered, the best way to do it is to find out right when they're on TV, burst into the room screaming, and run towards them. That's how normal people. I mean, if you're gonna, I got a question for you. Next time you're on TV doing a podcast, I'm gonna break into your house and run into the room screaming in your face because that's how people get questions answered. Of course,
absolutely. I mean, but he's also not press.
Yeah.
And it's not a hearing.
Yeah.
So what were you doing there?
And think about all the threats that have been made against ICE. And I mean, it's like she's the head of Homeland Security.
I know.
Think about how many death threats she's gotten. You got a lunatic run in screaming, and he got tackled. Wow. I mean, it's a tragedy.
But they didn't even. The best part is they didn't detain him. They didn't arrest him. And I just learned from you.
And she got the meeting.
I just learned that while watching you. I was like, wait, hold, what? I didn't even know that part. And honestly, what's unfortunate is I do believe the Republicans fell into that trap. By giving them the handcuff photo, you've given them this moment to go and grandstand. I wish they hadn't played into it. That's why I think, leave them to their own devices. Give them enough rope.
On the same topic, we can talk about these protests and riots, which are now, as we expected, expanding. They're here in New York. They were in Lower Manhattan the last couple of nights.
Yep.
So they moved out of L.A. Is this going to be, do you think this will be an all-summer thing?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I absolutely do. Well, but if you think about why, I mean, it's very clearly organized.
Yeah.
It's very clearly being funded by someone. You've heard different accounts. Is it the Walmart heiress with this whole No Kings thing? Is it this group Churlaw? Is there a connection to Soros? The bottom line is there's definitely something going on. Mm-hmm. People are coming out saying they were paid to show up. They're finding pallets of cinder blocks and Molotov cocktails and gas masks and all kinds of. It's organized and it's funded, and that's it. So the question is, whoever's doing it is clearly powerful and.
Yeah. And you think it was a mistake, and I kind of see your point here. You think it was a mistake to help these blue cities and states control this, and I mean, Trump really forced the issue, shoving the National Guard down the throat of Gavin Newsom. You think that might have been a mistake?
Here's the only reason is because there's nobody that I can talk to right now in California that's for the chaos. Nobody's buying the peaceful protest thing. But what they're doing is they're like, well, it was peaceful till Trump. And I'm like, that's not true. There's footage from Saturday night of them firing fireworks at the police and throwing projectiles at them. And now there's information coming out that they had called the police department and Bass stepped in and told them to stand down. So you didn't actually have it under control. Mm-hmm. You weren't supporting the federal agents in any way because you're a sanctuary state. So don't say that you were. And you can see why Trump was like, no, I will not have it. But on the other hand, now they're scapegoating him.
Yeah.
And this is simply where I would say so many of us changed sides because of how radical the Democrats became in 2020. Let them have it.
Let them have it.
Let them go.
Yeah.
Have at it.
Well, I'd like that
for.
perspective. That is pretty good. Jillian Michaels, the Keeping It Real podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt Tonight on Newsmax.